Now, the Pentagon is saying that 50 US troops in Iraq have been diagnosed with traumatic brain injuries after the Iranian missile strikes earlier this month on the military facility where they were based. The US originally said that nobody had been hurt in the strikes that were in retaliation for the US assassination of Qassem Soleimani, of course, that top Iranian commander. Last week, though, the Pentagon said 34 people had been injured and that some were still receiving treatment. Right, we can speak to Richard Weitz now, who's a security and defence analyst at Wikistrat, a global risk consultancy. He's joining us from Washington, D.C. Richard, thanks for talking to us. Traumatic brain injuries, it sounds really serious.
Yes, and this is something that we've become aware of in both civilian and military life over the past years. It's become much clearer how even small concussion can, over time, really seriously impact a person's health. And so I think it's, I think this is something that the military is going to respond pretty extensively for in terms of
So do you think that
assessment.
Do you think that these injuries then were not apparent at the time when Donald Trump tweeted that everything was well, it was all good, and said that nobody had been hurt in those Iranian missile strikes?
Sure. At the time, we of course feared that the missiles would kill either U.S. soldiers or Iraqi soldiers or civilians, or there'd be a lot of serious physical injuries, which would be apparent in terms of trauma. Whereas these kind of injuries are really, they take a while to become visible. It's the kind of tests you have to do would bring them out, but you wouldn't necessarily see that immediately after the attack. So I think that was probably why the initial assessment was that there were no serious casualties, and we're seeing this continually upward revision in the number of those people who are affected by potential trauma injuries.
But you can probably understand that this will cause many people to, again, doubt the word of the president, if not the Pentagon as well. I mean, a whole sort of fact-checking industry has grown up under the presidency of Donald Trump.
Right, but the president is not alone in underestimating the impact of these. I mean, as I think for many years, a lot of us just didn't really understand how serious these were. And we've seen a lot of corrective efforts, both within the military and in terms of sports activities, limiting the age in which you can participate in contact sports, making people wear helmets, and so on. So I think this is something that people have been criticizing President Trump for. This is a common problem that we're going to need a lot more education and understanding of.
Richard Weitz, thank you very much indeed, talking to us live from Washington.
Thank you.